this new week. My name is Chioma Innocent, and I had a great weekend. I hope you did too. Forgive me if I seem to be a little bit out of breath. I cannot even begin to tell you what just happened right now. I cannot even begin to tell you what just happened right now, but it's okay. I'm happy to be here. I hope you're happy to be here too. Today we'll be talking about a very, 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 very important topic. I've been telling you over and over again that 2026 is the year of politicking like you've never seen it before. So we're about to get into a conversation about what's going on in our country. This is Matters. In case you don't know, it Matters is that program where we talk about anything and everything as it affects you, from social issues to political issues, economic issues, governance, no holds barred. We talk about it, and we also bring seasoned analysts to also contribute to the conversation. Now, I know it's been a while we had that on Matters, especially when I'm hosting. When I'm hosting, it's usually these days I just say, let's have a conversation, you and I. I'll let you know what it is we want to talk about. And then after that, I tell you to, just say your own opinions on these issues. But today, we'll be doing it differently. We'll be doing it how we used to do it before. I will be having Honorable Shadrach Udugbai joining me for the conversation today. But in the meantime, let me introduce you to the topics which we'll be talking about. But before then, tell a friend to tell a friend that Matters has just begun. It's Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're streaming live on YouTube, VOP 903 FM. Across all social media platforms, VOP 903 FM. So join the conversation. We want to hear from you. All right, let's get right into the issue. Now, this here is it's an ongoing conversation, but there is a new update. The United States has reportedly opened a new phase of military engagement with Nigeria as part of a wider campaign to weaken terrorist networks operating across Africa. American forces are increasing the supply of military equipment and strengthening intelligence exchange with Nigerian security agencies. Now, this move is aimed at boosting Nigeria's capacity to confront extremist groups linked to the Islamic State and other insurgent factions. The development follows a high-level security meeting between officials from both countries in Abuja just last week. Discussions focused on counter-terrorism operations, regional security threats, and deeper operational coordination. Now, this might seem like a lot of grammar. What's really going on here is that the Nigerian government is collaborating with the US government so that there can be a wider campaign to weaken terrorist networks operating not just in Nigeria, but across Africa, with the establishment of a new military front in Nigeria. So we just might be seeing the establishment of a military outpost belonging to the United States right here in Nigeria. Now, US officials said the new approach reflects a more forceful posture towards militant groups across the continent that is zero tolerance for terrorism in Nigeria and Africa. According to them, extremist movements in different African regions are interconnected and must be tackled through joint planning and shared intelligence. Now, let's go back to what I said about 2026 being a year of politicking like you've never seen it before. And you might wonder why I'm saying this. Usually, when it's time for elections, we'll always ask the politicians, we'll always ask political aspirant, what are you bringing to the table that is different from what is already on the table? And they'll tell you, when it comes to security, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll ensure that the country is secure, we'll ensure that the people do not have to fear for their lives, we'll ensure that terrorism becomes a thing of the past, and so many other promises like that. Now, let's go to what the opposition is saying about President Tinubu and the way he's been treated in security. And we're talking about El-Rufai accusing President Tinubu of removing 100 billion naira monthly without approval, and he's calling for the president's impeachment. Bear in mind that this is not the first time that El-Rufai is making such an allegation. Now, former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has dropped heavy allegations against President Bola Tinubu, claiming that the president has been withdrawing 100 billion naira every month from the Federation account without any legal backing. That is, without the knowledge of the legislature, without the knowledge of other organs of government. Now, El-Rufai alleged that the secret deductions have been ongoing for approximately 15 months. So if you do 100 billion naira every month, multiply it by 15 months, you know just how much that will come to. That should be about 1.5 trillion or so. According to him, the total amount of money, look at that, taken from the national coffers during this period has reached a staggering 1.5 trillion naira. And I always used to say, I don't know mathematics, I don't know calculation. Clap for me. He argued that such we're talking serious matters though, let's get back to it. He argued that such financial moves conducted without the authorization of the National Assembly or without a clear constitutional provision constitute a gross violation of the law. Now, I don't want you to just say, oh, you heard it from me that I said it. I want you to hear from the horse's mouth. And in this case, that is Nasir El-Rufai. He was speaking on a monitored television program, and I want you to take a listen to what he said.
That 100 billion that goes out, government data, I'm not quoting something out of the air. So for that 100 billion that goes out every month from Federation account, without appropriation by the National Assembly, by the way, without appropriation by the state assemblies, because part of the money belongs to the states. So each state assembly is supposed to appropriate that part. So the entire deduction and expenditure is unconstitutional. It's an impeachable offense, but it has been going on for more than 15 months from the last time I checked. So where has that 1.5 trillion gone? What is it being used for? Why is the security situation just getting worse? Why is the government asking communities to protect themselves? Look,
well, I have
President Tinubu's government has felt woeful. Look, beyond, if you asked me in 2022 or 2023 when we were campaigning that things will ever be this bad, I would say that you are mentally ill.
Very briefly, because we're almost out of time.
Now, that was Nasir El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State, talking about the security situation in the country and just how much the president removes from the coffers of the Federation account every month. He says this has been going on for approximately 15 months now. 1.5 trillion has been taken out of the Federation account to deal with insecurity, and yet the situation persists. Anyway, I'm now being joined by Honorable Shedrack Udugbai. Honorable Udugbai was the SA on Youth Affairs to Godwin Obaseki, former governor of Edo State. He's also an erudite commentator on political, national, and public affairs. How are you doing today, Honorable? Good afternoon to you, and welcome to Matters.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chairman. Good afternoon, Andreas. The pleasure is mine being here.
Good to have you here. Happy New Year, sir.
Same to you, same to you.
All right, let's talk about the security situation in the country. You are from Edo State. You worked with the former Edo State governor, and so Edo is one of those states that unfortunately has now been ravaged by insecurity and the guise of kidnapping. So I want us to begin from there before we talk about what El-Rufai said, before we talk about the U.S. Pentagon opening a new military front in Nigeria, before we talk about the terrorists that have been ravaging different parts of the north. As an indigenous of Edo State, you live there, you do your business there, you've worked with the government. This is one time that it's almost as if Edo State has become synonymous with kidnapping. The way some states in the north have become synonymous with terrorism, banditry, bloodshed, it's just a very terrible situation. Now, we see different videos of people being kidnapped in Edo State. The other day was a couple, the other day was a young man. In fact, recently some quote-unquote students came out to protest kidnapping in the state. They were arrested. The government came out to say that no, these were people who just wanted to cause havoc. Let's begin from their insecurity. El-Rufai claims that President Tinubu withdraws 100 billion naira monthly from the Federation account without any legal backing. He's been withdrawing it for 15 months, according to El-Rufai. That brings us to 1.5 trillion naira, which is supposedly being used to curb insecurity. I want to get your take on this. As someone who stays...
And for me, starting from the Starting from the Edo case is really very sad. That of course there's insecurity across Nigeria, but the Edo state are taking a very different dimension, and the issues are now deeper. The kidnapping cases are now rampant, and there'll be some sheer boldness among these the kidnappers or the players, the bandits. A few of them have been identified to be of the Fulani extraction. But there's a video of a young man who was kidnapped, who the brother escaped and then scaled the fence, and eventually scaled the fence. Some students in the house were kidnapped, so he came back and described them. Yes, they were dressed like Fulani, but they had long AK-47 and some other sophisticated weapons, and it was like 3 other persons and led them into the bush. It has been similar incidents in Ekpoma. Most of those houses who are close to the forest is a suburban town rather, so they've been prime targets. Also in Isako, along the Ukpila axis, in Isako West and Isako East, there have been issues of kidnapping. First thing you need to understand is this: people watch out for the body language of the leader. Since Mondo Pablo came on board, this became a hotbed for these issues of insurgents, kidnapping and banditry, because the Mondo Pablo's political body language has nothing to do with the security of the state. Because it's just carved in on politicking, political patronage, and delivering 2.5 million votes for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. And that's been the bane of the government. First of all, when they came on board, they first of all broke down all the local vigilante system that we had on ground. We had the vigilante on ground, we had the Edo security network, and if you have the police constabulary. Because of electioneering, they said those people were loyal to Governor Obaseki. They disbanded of them. We had a control center, the Solomon Ariase Commander Control Center, it was like a joint tax unit system where we had the police, we had the soldier, we had the military, we had the firefighters, we had the NCDC, and they all together in one room. We had emergency number. We had an issue we could call. I think it was 739 and 121 or 112. You call those numbers, I was going to click. So if it's issue of insecurity, issue of fire, kidnapping, a tanker outbreak, whatever the challenge is, you call, they will respond almost immediately. We had cameras on that place that were watching major areas of the city center in Benin City. So we were able to at least respond to crime and criminality with speed. We also had a few people, the vigilante we trained, our priority was to get persons in the local terrain. Because like I told them before, the crime and criminality we face, they are suburban, they are not taking place in the urban centers. Because you have the Benin City, the Oredu Bobaka Ego, who are the major city centers. Those crimes, kidnapping is not taking place in those areas. It's taking place in those in local terrains. So what we need to do is to get people who are experts, who will join the vigilante, because the police, they are not motivated. Their strength in these rural areas are very low, and they are poorly motivated and poorly armed. So why don't we get people who are indigenous in these villages and rural areas, get them to join the military? At least those people have been there for long. They know the bushes, they know the terrain, they know the community.
So you feel like this is one part where the governor has failed to protect the people by disbanding the local vigilante?
Yeah, it disbanded them. Then even when he brought them back, they was poorly organized. They said they had brought them back, poorly organized, poorly orchestrated. Even when he had to make his first security intervention, he bought 60 Velos vehicles and he gifted it to different agencies of police. In my opinion, said he was just gifting them those vehicles for the role they played in bringing him into office, not necessarily because they wanted to come with security.
All right, honorable.
And after that,
okay.
And after that, when they had the issue of insecurity again, he went and bought Okada. Monday Okpebolo bought over 300 Okada and said this Okada will be used to fight this. And I began to wonder, where on earth will somebody carry gun and stay on an Okada and say he's going to look for kidnappers? If people, someone who is trekking on the leg, who is trailing kidnappers by foot, is more secure, more safe, more alert than someone who's riding Okada in a bush path. Right. He became a repeater. After that, he bought 180 Okada. I thought, so the man is
all right, we know that when it comes to Governor, we know your thoughts, your sentiment when it comes to Governor Okpebolo of Edo State. But here is where I want to align your thoughts. Right, he belongs to the ruling party, and RFI is claiming that the president, of course, who's the head of the ruling party in the country, is withdrawing 100 billion naira every year, and is claiming to funnel this into reducing insecurity in the country, and yet we do not see that. It's very unfortunate that it's even underreported, because sometimes you get reports and they tell you, oh, in Plateau, in Benue, in Borno, in certain areas that attacks happen. There might be 1 person, 2 persons, 3 persons. It's almost, even the other day there were over 100 churchgoers kidnapped. the Sunday before last from their churches. And the local government chairman, first of all, denied. But before we get to what El Rufai is saying, what Okpebholo and the federal government that you say he serves, they are doing to end insecurity. Let's talk about the U.S. Pentagon opening a new military front in Nigeria to fight against what they've called Islamic terrorists. Now, Donald Trump is on this because he believes that there is a genocide ongoing against Christians in Nigeria. The federal government denied this, but yet they are working with Donald Trump to push out these murderous terrorists. Will the sighting of a military front or outpost in Nigeria, would it really help in the fight against terrorists? Or are we opening up our borders to, would I say, foreign incursions? Or will this help us?
For me, I've listened to the arguments. The arguments are for and against. Many people have said, oh, the US had a military base for over a decade in Niger, and that's in Niger, the country above us in the Share region, and it didn't really help Nigeria, rather Niger Republic. It didn't really help them to quell the insecurity challenges they had over there. And I said, the reason why the military camp was cited is different from why Nigerians have been cited. And also for the idea that America, the Americans, even before they had come in, they already colorized the insecurity challenges, painting it as Muslims against the Christians. Perhaps the ISIS and the Boko Haram jihadists are targeting Christians. Whether you like it or not, that's how the war emerged initially. The Boko Haram means around as education, Western education is seen. And most of the people who championed that cause were first in burning churches. And even till now, as to speak, the genocide is targeted at Christian communities within the North. I'm not saying that the North, the Islam, does not affected the Fulanis or perhaps the Islamists, but it has majorly Christians, whether you like it or not. So for Donald Trump to now say perhaps it's still under speculation that they are coming to build a base in Nigeria. Whether we like it or not, what is evidently clear is that the Nigeria APC has currently been constituted and led. The Nigerian military is not able to provide a solution to the ending crisis of insecurity. Whether the Americans are coming to build a station, if that will help, whether you like it or not, whether you expect the arguments you are bringing forward, for me is a welcome development. And they speak about opening our borders. The borders, you lock yourself and you are dying inside. And what do we stand to gain if we all die? If today as I speak to you, some factions are declaring some people now have to go and pay to bandits and kidnappers just to ensure that they don't die. When the Nigerian government offices, the schools, nobody goes out to work on Monday in solidarity to some unnamed and armed and unfaced entity who claim they are secessionists. And yet we call ourselves that we have an active government, we have a country, and we have an active military, we have a president who perhaps is a commander-in-chief over what? See, I even when you speak about this issue of resources that they may put out with the federal government, I've done my analysis over and over and again. I've come to say without fear of question that the Nigerian APC government this banditry is a business. It's a business of the Nigerian APC. They are doing it in collusion with the Nigerian military. The Nigerian military and the Nigerian government, they are the owners of this bandit. Those Fulani jihadists to see they are carrying guns, they are staff. They are working in the banditry business of the Nigerian APC government. So whether you like it or not, because it has got to a point where you know that we are no longer foolish. See, you see, how come we've had over 12 kidnappings mass? I'm not getting about the killings that we see when you go back to schools. People just bring guns and they shoot people to death. They go to churches, they kill. They go to sack families, they go to sack communities. No, I'm talking about the bandits that go to schools, they carry children, girls and boys. The one that happened in Kakara, the one that happens in Tajuni, Tejina, in Niger State, the one that happened recently. And the numbers I traced is 274, 200 boys, 344 boys in Kakara, 287 girls in the Niger State. All this happen, and every single time, mark my word, every single time the Nigerian federal government had handed over billions of naira to these kidnappers and bandits to empower, to enrich, and to embolden them. And yet, never for once was any one of them shot. Never for once did they go back to bomb the base. Never for once they give them money and say, okay, we had a rescue mission to go back to recover the money. And just recently, it was also rumored that in Katsina State, when the bandits took over some local government, the governor insisted that they were not going to negotiate with the bandits and they were going to fight. What happened? They said somebody from the presidency gave money to the local government chairman in Katsina, and those just went to negotiate on behalf of government. See, whether you like it or not, I believe clearly that this whole banditry came with the APC. It's an APC. If you look at the money that's being used in funding, in fighting Boko Haram kidnappers, Jonathan used less than $1 billion, but I think about 600 and something million naira to buy weapons to curb insurgents. Buhari used about 260 billion for the full 8 years. But Bola Tinubu, who had just done 2 years, has used 579 billion Just, I'm not talking about the third quarter, I'm talking about 2023, the first and second, third quarter, first, second, and third quarter of 2024. I have not checked. These are figures from the Public Bureau of Statistics. So the idea of you throwing more money at the problem is clear. How come every single time that we hear that when they when they were about adopting the ladies, the girls in the school, when the kidnapper was about to go to the place, and there was a military call that they should evacuate the barrack. Wait a minute. You are telling me that Nigerians do not know where these bandits are, when they have their name, they have their profile, where they stay, when they are local government. And I dare to say it's an APC arrangement. Because when the election comes, all those local governments where people are being sacked, where the parties are in control, they all vote for APC overwhelmingly. Where the black communities were
Honorable,
yes.
we understand the state of insecurity in the country, right? We're talking solutions. And one of these is the collaboration with the United States. President Tinubu jetted off to Turkey. Was it yesterday? And he says one of the conversations he'll be having with the Turkey government is on military cooperation to enhance Nigeria's security. Apart from the fact that maybe you don't really like the current administration of Okpebolo, of President Tinubu, but would you say that these are commendable steps being taken to reduce insecurity in the country?
Well, if you say I don't like them, you will not be fair. Because it's not issue of whether I like them or I don't like them. What we do is that I judge people not by their intentions. I judge them by their actions and the effect of their actions. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu had come aboard to say, yes, I'll give you light 24 hours, and he had done it, even if I don't like him, I will see the light. If he had come and said, I will put an end to insecurity, and he comes aboard and insecurity drastically reduced, I will see the impact. If Mondo Pablo comes about and says going to reposition Edo State, and the state begins to walk in the better directions, we see that there's a level of civility, insecurity has doused. They are like, can I fight with results? I can't fight with results. And when you like it or not, say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is jetting off again just after he spent 17 straight days of the year. Well, he was not available to wish us happy new year. He came on the 17th. I was in Abuja when he arrived on the 17th of January, only to jet out again a few days ago to say he's going to Turkey. So you see, I've asked you, when you talk about solution, you were making a reference about solution. The only responsible solution I heard them see was that this 2026 budget of about 58.15 trillion, that the budget rose so high because many of the resources are going to be invested in fighting insurgents and buying military gears for the Nigerian military. And perhaps also be recruiting more personnel. I laugh because it's a bit very silly and useless. At first, recruiting more soldiers on foot to tackle insurgents may look like an intelligence, like yes, you have to get more arms, more boots on ground, more weapons to fight the insurgents. It's a brilliant suggestion or a solution. But let's look at the figures. Nigerian military, I mean the army alone, they are about 180,000, 180 armed personnel on ground. Then if you now look at the bandits, how many bandits do we have? It was Shehu Sani, the former in Kaduna, or Kaduna is one of the hotbed of insecurity, who said that these bandits are not more than 5,000 bandits that are ravaging Nigeria. Let's assume the man he made a mistake. Let's call them 10,000. So you have a military that is 180,000 strong, and we have a bandit that is 10,000 strong, and yet you are telling me, Shelakuduba, that you need to go and recruit another 5,000 individuals who have never held gun in their life, with no military experience, no military expertise. That why the 180,000 call themselves generals, brigadiers, major generals, they wake up every 3 years to share positions of themselves that does not have any bearing on the Nigerian security. They go abroad for useless and worthless causes that does not have any bearing on insecurity, and yet they will not go and recruit some new 5,000 people because they want to increase their number. So it is that new 5,000 they don't go and put in the field for bandit to slaughter and kill. Whereby the bandit we caught before now, who we know these are Boko Haram jihadists, they were being integrated into the military. And the ones who we arrested and kept behind bars in Kuje, they went and broke themselves and released them. And some months ago, our president sat in his office and said what he needs to do now is to grant amnesty to over 100 and something criminals, drug dealers, murderers, to reintegrate them back into the society so that we will have more of the problem we are complaining of. And you say, I couldn't buy. To believe that the Nigerian PC government is willing and ready to fight security. See, they can be fooling themselves. I will never be part of that foolishness. I know there's a business for them.
Not even with the US collaboration, will you agree that something what
no, the US collaboration no, they are not collaborating with the US. The US forcefully is imposing a collaboration with Nigeria. Let's not be as though they are
Nigeria
usurping.
does not want to protect her citizens, despite, like you said, this forceful collaboration. Would the government still welcome it? Would they welcome it? Would they allow it? Would they welcome it with open
The
arms?
government has no choice. They are incapacitated. The Nigerian federal government is totally incapacitated. They don't need to have a choice. They sincerely do not need to have a choice. That's my opinion. If in Nigeria, if Donald Trump, who is now like the God we all pray to, comes down to say he wants to intervene into the Nigerian situation and provide succor for dying and bleeding Nigerians, then the Nigerian federal government could please stand still. Because what I saw in that Christmas Day and New Year Day was that the bombing took place with.
Are you with us?
Yeah, with you.
All right. We couldn't hear you there for a few minutes. Now, let's go to the allegations being made by Nasser El-Rufai, former Kaduna State Governor. He claims that President Tinubu withdraws 100 billion naira every month from the Federation account without any legal backing. He says this has been going on for approximately 15 months, which amounts to 1.5 trillion naira. He says this is a gross violation of the law and an impeachable offense. Talking about impeachable offenses and treasonable offenses, the alleged alterations to the tax laws, which were confirmed by the minority caucus of the House of Reps, was also one that legal luminaries have been saying was an impeachable offense or a treasonable offense.
When you talk about all of these institutions, democratic institutions and structures, processes, the rule of law, and all of those things, it brings our mind to the role of the judiciary in ensuring the sanctity and then the legal, the integrity of the system. But what we now see in recent times, what can best describe as the politicization of the judiciary and the judicialization of the polity, whereby elections will be, which is started to be conducted by INEC, will be decided by the judiciary. The judiciary now not choose who won and who did not. The judge was at home when the election was conducted. If the election was properly done or wrongly done, there was malpractices. A responsible judiciary will say, go and do it again. It is cancelled. But the Nigerian judiciary does not want you to go and do it again. They now want to be the educator to say this is what should be done. And that, first of all, is the judicialization of the politics of Nigeria. They don't call the politicization of the judiciary. Whereby the judiciary, today we now see judgment that is not a reflection of justice. When you present your case before the judiciary now, they will now leave the substance, the legality. They will not be looking for trivialities and technicalities on which they will scuttle judgment and give to in favor of the ruling class. We saw what happened. It does happen over and over again. And the idea of saying you cannot open your mouth to say judges are corrupt, we have passed that stage. Because even recently, they brought a list of about 73 judges that were supposed to be confirmed by the NGC. They said about majority of them, about 34 did not scale through. That is to say, 34, they knew that 34 of them were corrupt or case of corruption. It was they that knew that these ones are not fit. These ones are, among the black sheep, these ones are darker. They had to show those ones. So there is no longer a team of shame to say, our judiciary is corrupt, or we have people who collect bribe or collect money, all of those things. That is who they are. That's how low they've reduced themselves. So whenever you talk about the judiciary in this current administration under the leadership of the APC, or you speak about institutions willing and ready to correct the presidency or not giving the right path, whether it's the legislature or the judiciary, be rest assured those ones have been totally, they'll be captured. They'll be captured because the issue of state captured. They'll be bought, polarized, and big blow. I do not trust the judiciary to say anything contrary to the winds and cries. Whatever this government likes, it does. And even if it's contrary to the law, they look for a way, because they say the law is an ass. It can be interpreted to both ends. So they just look for a way to rough the edges and make sure that they continue to protect the interests of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now thinking of building more houses for the judges in the FCT. But the applicant judge, their salary was increased 400% when ASU has been begging for crumbs of bread, so I want to at least impact in Nigeria. I was going to tell you the country is feeling at different levels. They are putting money where they don't know putting money. Their priority is to ensure that they perpetually remain in power against the interests of the common man. And they have lots of spokesmen, many of them who talk from both sides of their mouth. They are throwing to the public skewed macroeconomic figures dubiously calculated to give the image of Nigeria is prospering. When I ask them what is not happening to the reality of ground, they not tell you that you need incubation period, that reform takes time, that they are just coming, they need only 3 years. You give them another 4 years of more failure. before they will not repair Nigeria. I mean, ask them that APC not be there for long. They said no, PDP was there for 16 years. APC is just there for 11 years. So they need to do that 16. See, the problem is different dimension. As long as some people are eating and feeding from the government, they want us to remain in this cage. Because for me, for Nigeria economy to shrink. If you go to other countries in the world, the people with the largest population have the largest economy. So I speak to you today, Nigeria used to be first in Africa. Today we are about fifth or fourth. We are never first, we are not second, we are not third. And here we have the largest population. Our global GDP has dropped. Nigerians are poorer, they are helpless, and they are hopeless. Just the way hunger is killing them, insecurity is hitting them hard from all corners, and it's not getting so worse. Because Nigeria does not have solution. The Nigerian government is folding its hands, and they are making more money on the death of their citizens. While the Nigerian militaries, they are just riding their wagons from joint to joint. They will tell you there's no order to attack. There's order to attack. They are playing games, and they are making more money too. Because they buy weapons, you have to give to the military men to buy. It's not mission that could buy that was giving the country. They are all military generals, both past and present, who are cashing out on the death of Nigerian citizens. Why some of them feel, it's that time for us, the Fulani jihadists, to continue to promote our interests, to sack more villages and give water and blood to cows to drink. So for me, it's a multi-hydra problem that can only end when we end who brought the problem. APC brought banditry. When we put an end to APC, that's where we start from.
Okay, now let's talk about as we go into 2027, because whether we like it or not, the insecurity is also tied to politics. You've continued to reiterate that the APC brought banditry into the country. When it's time for elections, political aspirants, they write their manifestos, they tell us this is what we'll do for you, this is what we'll do for you if you vote for us. What is one way that you think the opposition is getting it right ahead of 2027? Because they come out to the media, we host them for interviews, they tell us, we are making plans, we're ensuring that in 2027 Tinubu must go. El-Rufai is saying it, Peter Obi is saying it, Atiku is saying it, David Marks is saying it, Rotimi Amechi is saying it, APC must go in 2027. Meanwhile, the APC is also making its own plans of how to retain power in that same 2027. There have been talks of maybe Shetima will be replaced in 2027, but some ministers, some people within the APC say that will be the party's biggest mistakes. In what way is the opposition showing Nigerians that if they're given the mandate, that they will do better?
First of all, I'm of the opinion, personally, that if we had after Buhari, we had sworn in a dead person. I'm not meaning someone that is behaving like there's a life and pretending to be dead. You go to the mortuary, we bring a cadaver, and you swear the Caroline as president, and Nigeria goes on autopilot. Everything remains the way it is. We just managed to, no new policy, nothing new. It's just same old same as Buhari left it. Nigeria would have been better off what it is today than what. So all the things that Bola Ahmed Tinubu do took us from bad to worse. There's nothing I can point to, not even one that I can say he did that turned Nigeria into better lights. So if the next guy is coming cannot do anything new, I never expect anything new. What should do is to maintain the status quo, to ensure that we don't continue to slide, because I've never seen a second tenure in Nigeria that's better than the first tenure. So if we have suffered so much under Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the first tenure, when he still thinks of coming back, you have nothing to hope for in the second. So changing him is the most important thing. Even if we're going to be somebody, as long as it's somebody else from a different political platform, that change in itself is more of an institutional reform that Nigeria is begging to have. Because in their desperation, they play their card out, they try to scuttle the other opposition platform using the judiciary, using paid mouths to speak and to destroy the opposition platforms. We saw how we now managed to restructure to go and find our footies in the ADC. We saw what happened to Labour Party, what happened to ADC, what happened to the PDP Democratic Party. And where we are today, we know how we follow them closely. How they are buying governors, we become and say, we now have 31 governors. How come when they now go and write results, they will now fall back to the idea of the governor, we are controlling the territory, the structures, so we must win. We know, and we also know that they have controlling the southeast, and many of the states where you have APC governors, APC is lost. So what the opposition is getting right now is that there's a seemingly blend of the opposition. They are coming together under a united platform. Both the biggest person, three biggest persons who ran with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whereby a minority vote emerged victorious. The talking about the Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and Abi Musa Kakasu appear to now be so sidelined that they will now be forming or Peter Obi and Atiku have already met under the APC. They are waiting for Rabi Misakago to come and train them, because obviously he can't go to the APC, but they've invested his governor like you have invested Rapopo. They've invested him into their food, and the man is a bit stranded. Currently he's licking his wounds, but after licking his wounds, he's going to fall back to the APC for us to hit the APC hard. And if the oppositions are able to unite, because the average interest of the man out there is the body language is disposed against the APC and all its representatives. Only those people who earn money, who earn a living from the APC, who are eating from their hand, is saying the APC is good. Any man who is not feeding crumbs from the APC federal government or the state government cannot say the APC is good. So they are in a tiny minority. So the people are able to unite and bring forth a ticket of unity, a ticket of a Nigerian liberation that the people can queue behind and not split the opposition votes. Then the APC will be as good as gone, because there are some parameters that you need to rig election. Having a government is not just enough. Having the security, the apparatus of state, they say you have the DSS, the commissioner of police, the soldier, the military, all those people will be spread wide that team. They certainly can't be everywhere. It is the Nigerian people that will be everywhere and will command the structure when the day comes. And I know very clearly they play their card out very early, so it gives us opportunity for us to reorganize, strengthen, firm up the opposition, and give them a run. And this issue they talk about the Muslim ticket. Whether you like it or not, if I emboldened those guys who are doing this banditry, the Boko Haramis, the Islamists, the irredentists, that is a Muslim ticket, and we all know that Shetima is a Fulani fundamentalist, one of the core fundamentalists in the north, and he too has positioned himself strongly that after Tinubu leaves, he will be taking over office, and we see all this. It has become a serious issue now, because the United Nations and the international community have now narrowed down on the Muslim ticket as an attempt to Islamize Nigeria and to bottle up the voices of the Christians in the Nigerian nation state. And so there's a pressure from the Nigerian community for them to balance the ticket. But yeah, Shetima now has also released his cronies and his mouthpiece to go out there and be making bogus and empty claims. Whether you like it or not, me, I'm even praying that all I'm making should
people who are saying that Vice President Shetima should not be dropped in 2027. The people who are saying why change a winning ticket, they are being sponsored by the Vice President.
I say they are cronies and surrogates. They are messengers from Shetima. They are people who eat in his office. There is errand boys. He just said there to go and be making all sorts of business noise in social media. But when you cut him to say what in the northeast where he's from, he only won the states. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar cleared out 5 states. Who is Shetima? He had to even collaborate with the city governor to secure victory. What political baggage does he? What is his clout? So they say the man is so strong. In which state does he control votes? That's how to know. I repeat again, the southeastern states, it was backed by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar clearly. So Shetima is a small fry, whether you like it or not, we don't respect him as vice president. So for him to now say that he must be returned, he's just overrating himself. And that's why I say clearly, people who are peddling that news, they are his boys, they are his cronies, they are his messengers. He's paying them to go and shout on mainstream media. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu chooses to return that same ticket of Muslim ticket, Nigerians will speak to him in a language he and only his phone.
Hello, Honorable, are you there? Honorable, are you with us? Honorable Dubai, can you hear me? All right, we'll try to reach Honorable Shadrach Dubai one more time. We have been having a conversation around insecurity in the country and the plan of the opposition figures to do better if they do come into power, like they have been saying, or that the APC must not come back in 2027. What plans do they have to bring the country out of the quagmire of insecurity that we have found ourselves? This is the conversation we're having today on Matters. You have been listening to Matters on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Hello. Honorable, can you hear me, sir? Hello. Honorable, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Thank you. So we've been having this conversation for a while now, and one of the questions is the plans of the opposition. They've said we do not expect them to come out and tell us everything they are planning, that they have to keep some private or secret so that the APC does not get to know about it and scuttle it. The APC has been accused of being behind the... Honorable, can you hear me better? Honorable, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just speak louder.
Okay, great. Here's what I'm saying about the opposition and their plans for 2027. The president is already in power. The other day we saw an APC chieftain coming out to talk about how they will win it either ways. There was a video of Florence Ajimobi, former first lady of, I can't recall the state now. I think it was Oyo State or so. She was talking, but she said that particular video is AI, that she did not say that. When she said that it will be bloody and the PDP must go. With all of this, with the fact that many people are saying that INEC is not independent, don't you think that 2027 will be a walk in the park for APC, despite the sentiment of the opposition and some Nigerians who are not happy with the current administration?
When you talk about, you can hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
And when you talk about the reforms that was going to be, that ought to have taken place in INEC, and the what called the sanctity of the ballot, electronic transmission, the integrity of the personnel there, and the independence of the police in ensuring that we have free, fair, and credible elections, and if all of these things are not being placed, that Nigerians should not waste their time. That's exactly what APC wants us to believe, because they want to give us the illusion that is a fait accompli, that no matter what we do, the APC had won ab initio. And I laugh because I'm a politician. I've been in the grassroots. I've participated strongly in election. If Tinubu knows that he has already won, then why is he desperate about buying governors? Why is he spending so much bank? Why are they doing party registration? Why is he campaigning? Election had not come in. He entered into office 2023. And for 2023 get go, he started planning election for 2027. If it was a walk in the park, it was fait accompli, we'll be doing this. Nigerians are not naive. Like I said before, there are conditions that makes rigging possible. Once the opposition is united, whether you like it or not, the man who's going to be calling the result in NXD, those people are going to be doing the manipulation of figures. They are human beings. They will not be imported from sky. They are Nigerians too, and they will also be meeting other Nigerians on ground. Once the opposition can unite, you can't rig in areas where you are not popular. You can't rig election where the margin is very wide. You can't rig where people know that overwhelmingly you have lost. You can't secure victory. So it's only where you think you have won small, you are not going to add new figures to make it look like you won big. Or perhaps where there's a tie, you're not going to cut some votes away. But when you have lost woefully, there is practically nothing you can do aside the outright manipulation of results, and that can only take place in a central location. You can't manipulate results in the world. You rather go to local, that local that you've won almost win. That's why I said we know their fears, and they know that we know what they know. And in that day, once the opposition is able to give us a united ticket, whereby the votes will not be split against this, it's just Tinubu and this candidate from the opposition. I bet you Tinubu will be running helter-skelter with no solution. They will run out of ideas. Even though they will do manual collation, manual counting, would have defeated them so far that manipulation will become practically impossible. What happened in 2015 was Jonathan not president. When the winning becomes overwhelming, when the cries of the average Nigerian is clear and loud, when the international community is bearing on it, there's really nothing they can do. See, even the thief that wants to go and thief must have some element of fear in him. So the professor they are going to be bringing, they are also human beings too. They want to return home to their family. No matter the amount of money they have been promised, they want to be alive to read that money. So have you not heard some people saying in North that anybody that is coming to rig election in North will be ready to go back in body bags? We will get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Let Nigeria not be disenchanted to say we will not come out and vote because we will not win, our vote will not count. That the APC you are saying now we bring out money to buy vote as high as 50,000. If the vote will not count, why do they buy votes? That's the question I keep asking. If they can just sit in their house and write the results, why are they campaigning? Why are they mobilizing? Why are they engaging? These things count, and we're going to engage them on the things that matter. The electoral process may be mad with irregularities, but with the overwhelming pressure of the opposition, we'll conquer them with their foul malpractice, crime and criminality, and electoral irregularities. We'll deliver them.
Honorable Shadrach Dubai, I must thank you for your time. I must thank you for your analysis on matters this afternoon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Shadrach Dubai. I do appreciate you. Before you go, let's talk. You talked about how no matter how much they bring out to buy votes, if the people are willing, it will not work. What would you say should be the mindset of Nigerians going into 2027? Despite the fact that they say they are ready to vote, some people say they are ready to vote out the APC. The APC still has its supporters. How do we ensure that vote buying does not truncate the sanctity of the elections? when the people are hungry?
I didn't get that part. I didn't get that question
How do we
clearly.
ensure that vote buying, does not take the conscience of the people? Because we've established that the people are hungry. The same people who say they are hungry for a change, if they see money, would they not change their minds?
They also know brought the hunger and poverty on them. Nigeria are not so ignorant again. We thank God for social media. Before then, the media used to be mainstream. We all turn to television and they give us news in NTA. But today nobody watch the Nigeria Television Authority. They are mainstream television where they used to lie to us in time past. Nigerians now have independent televisions who have grown. Everybody now has a social media account. So we know where the poverty is coming from. We know who is living in poverty to us. We remember clearly the money they gave us in 2023. Remember the one they gave us in 2015. We know how that money helped us and how did not help us. So we also know what we'll be fighting against in 2027. So yes, we are poor. Yes, we need money. Yes, we are hungry. But we will not serve the master blindly. They will bring their money, we will collect their money, and eventually go and vote our conscience. There's nobody that will not collect that money. If they are sharing 50,000, I will collect my 50K, I will go there, and I will vote for ADC. And that's where their eyes will now become red.
All right, Honorable. Thank you. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much. You too.
Thank you very much. We have been speaking with Honorable Shadrach Udubai right here on Matters. Now, Honorable is one man who, just brings it in, no holds barred. He literally does not hold back. We've been having a conversation right here on the U.S. Pentagon planning to open a new military front in Nigeria in the fight against terrorists, and also RFI claiming that President Tinubu removes 100 billion naira every month from the coffers of the federal account without approval, and he's calling for the president's impeachment. It's time for you to join the conversation right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The conversation is incomplete without you. So give me a call, 0817 175 6338 on WhatsApp. Send a message on WhatsApp or give me a call on WhatsApp, 0817 175 6338. And for direct calls, the number to call is
0803 692 9933. 0803 692 9933.
Give us a call. We definitely want to hear from you. Hello there. Welcome to Matters. How are you doing today?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Bright. I'm calling from Aromoshi.
Welcome, Mr. Brighton. Thank you for calling. Go ahead, please.
All right. What I want to say is I beg Nigeria as a whole, the hungry Nigeria, the Nigeria that is suffering, the poor ones, I beg all of them, let all of them come out with their vote. Whether the vote we can't or let us come out. There is something that is too big to do wayo inside. You understand? Let us
Hello?
come out that day and do our vote. That will not reach it. I'm just telling you, because this election coming is between hungry Nigeria and Donald Trump and Nigeria. That is all I want.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. 0803 692 9933. 0803 692 9933. Hello?
Hello.
How are you doing?
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
to
this
you.
is
Thank you for
Ethan
calling.
from Ikotu.
Good to have you here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I want to start with El-Rufai.
Okay.
El-Rufai was in government from 2015 to 2023. He never told us how much Buhari was withdrawing every week. Today he's telling us about Tinubu because he's not in power. And each time El-Rufai talks about insecurity, he's indicting himself. I wonder why you journalists are not asking him who brought the insecurity that he's now looking solution for. He was at the forefront of the insecurity that we are suffering today, which is Master Buhari. So I don't see why El-Rufai should come out and be talking about insecurity, and nobody is asking him who were at the forefront of bringing insecurity to Nigeria. His own tenure in Kaduna, has he gone to ratify how much he spent that the state government is calling him to come and give account of? I am not a fan of Tinubu. I am not in support of such withdrawal that he has said. But why is he talking now when he did not talk about Buhari? If he must talk about Tinubu, he should also tell us how Buhari was withdrawing every 2 weeks. All the money he used for Ruga and all other things, El-Rufai should tell us. Since he's an accountant, he's giving us accounts. He's accountable now. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. You can give us a call on WhatsApp or send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. Hello?
Mrs. Shawa.
How are you doing?
Good afternoon.
What's your name and location, please?
Blessed, calling from Ipacha.
Good to have you here, Blessed. Please go ahead.
I want to talk about the 100 billion that President used to withdraw every month.
That's what El-Rufai said. It's an allegation.
Where is the money going to now? I thought they used to have budget for security. That one used to remove. Is it extra budget? Hello?
I can hear you. That's a rhetorical question, you know. El-Rufai is making an allegation, you understand. So it's there for us to know whether he's just saying that for the fact that he's not happy with the president or if there's any truth to it.
The money is too much. It's too much. To be going out like that every day, every month. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. Hello?
Hello?
Thank you for holding on. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Hello?
Please off your radio. Off your radio. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing? Oh my goodness.
Hello?
I can hear you, but you need to turn off your radio.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Shoma, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing?
I want to contribute about what.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I should know one thing. He's the one that said he has a proof of.
Hello?
The election proof first. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead, please. Oh dear, you have to give me a call back. You have to give me a call back or send a message, all right? You have to give me a call back or send a message. I definitely want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're not just here to hear my voice. You're here to ensure that your voice is also heard as well. So I've said my bit. The analyst has said his bit. It's time for you to say your bit. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. On WhatsApp, it's 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. Send a message on WhatsApp or give us a call via WhatsApp. Hello?
Hello?
How are you doing?
Fine, Choma.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is Upnepa in Ajawa State.
Sir?
Upnepa in Ajawa State.
Is that your government name?
That's my name. Upnepa in Ajawa State. That is what they know me. This is not my first time of calling this station.
Alright, go ahead.
You see what happened in Nigeria politicians. I look them as a kid. They look like an adult, but they behave like children. The people that are leading this country, they look like mature. They behave like a kid. We don't have people who behave like a maturity in the leadership of this country. Honestly, you're very so disappointed in people like this to be a leader in this country. That's to show that they need to go for counseling. All of them they need to go for counseling, because if you look at the way they are leading this country, it's a total mess. A lot of them that come out to talk are not supposed to talk. Some of them are different type of. If you look at their record, they are not good in anything. They are not good. Honestly, they are not good.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. Hello there. Welcome to Matters.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mama. How are you?
To you. I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Fine. I'm happy for your great job.
Thank you very much. Good to have you here. What's your name and location?
Captain Ajayi from Lekki.
Welcome, Captain. Go ahead.
Now that El-Rufai is calling for impeachment of the president by the National Assembly, those that are stomach infrastructures, I don't want to impeach the president. He has his own caucus to impeach the president.
when he was fit for him, why didn't he? What can you give account of what the 8 years he spent in Kaduna as a governor? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, 2027 election will judge all of us. We just pray make everybody there alive. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you very much for your call, Captain Ajayi. 0803-692-9933. 25 minutes before 3 p.m. on the number one station that gives you a voice. Do call me up. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Choma.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is Chukwuma, calling from Elasa.
Good to have you here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I like this program because it's matter. The matter of Nigeria is great. How come that senators or Senate, House of Rep, their work is to oversight, to see about what the president is doing. And the president is collecting money unappropriated. And then we are now discussing about it, that he collected 1 billion every month from taxpayers. And you want us to pay tax so that he will collecting money that is not appropriated. How can we reason that? And then we have people that are representing us. What is their work? What is the work of senators? What is the work of House of Representatives? They're representing who? What? So what I'm saying is this. We are living in a country that people don't reason at all about what is happening. You are now forcing us to pay tax through bank. And then you are collecting money that not the senators do not sign. And we have constitution. And nobody is talking about the constitution. The president will come in and go out, and people are dying. Now look at what is happening in Edo State. They are going to the house and knock and carry people. That's what we heard in the news. All these things we are hearing them from news. What of the 210 billion naira that missed in the NNPC? Has they ended that one? Please, we want them to release Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you for your call.
Then we can think for ourselves.
Thank you for your call. You're just merging all the issues together. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your opinion. 0803-692-9933. Give us a call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you doing? You need to turn off your radio, please.
Okay, please. Let me quickly do that just a second.
What's your name and location?
Yeah, this is Obi from Animation.
Welcome, Obi.
All right. My dear sister, you see, we Nigerians, I think some of us are not really thinking well because we keep on criticizing people who we should cooperate with to fight a common enemy. I know that El-Rufai may not really be the cleanest person around, but for him to have given us this information, how would we have found out if he did not bring up the information? So I think we should give him kudos for doing that and get enlightened about what is happening in our country. This present administration, for me, has been the most reckless I've ever seen. In fact, so much impunity. There is nowhere to start, nowhere to stop. Well, let me not bore you with all that. It's unfortunate that something like this is happening and all of us look helpless. Coming to the analysis that the other man your guest actually was making the other time about politics. For me, I think that Nigerians should wake up this time around and tell themselves the truth. Because in your previous program, the one handled by your colleague, I heard when people were saying they needed OB to deputize article and all that. Well, I don't know what that one will amount to, but what I do know is that OB won the election allegedly without deputizing anybody or working with anybody. So he can still do it again or even better. What we are looking at is who exactly is the most credible among all of them in that ADC now, because ADC seems to be the only hope Nigeria has now. So can Atiku, I beg him on my knees, I beg him to please support OB, so that at least we can have somebody that Nigerians can trust for once, so that somehow this present administration can be sent to where they belong. This is the worst government I've ever seen. I mean, how can a president be doing whatever he likes, and he has so much protected himself, he has so much built walls around himself, and if care is not taken, he continues this way. It is no good. My dear sister Chairman, thank you so much.
Thank you for your call.
Have a good day.
Thank you for your call. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for holding on. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Choma, good afternoon.
Good to have you here. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Lucy. I'm calling from Apapere of Lagos State.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Choma, I want to speak on the issue of insecurity.
Okay.
Choma, anywhere in the world where leadership is disorganized, anywhere in the world where governance has failed proper, anywhere on earth at all, no matter the region, where leadership is projecting ethnicity and religion, everything will fall apart and nothing will be controlled. That is the problem of Nigeria. Choma, in the last 60 years, the situation today has given us a clear direction that in the last 60 years, Nigeria has been piloted around religion and ethnicity. Choma, point one country today in this world that is organized, that things like this fosters, where you see people going to kill another people of religious segmentation because they don't belong to their faith. Just point one country where the countries were developed, governance is proper there. And you see things like this. Can this thing thrive in the United States? Can this thing thrive anywhere in Europe? No, it cannot thrive. It is the list of countries where economy is shattered, life there is shattered, nothing is valued. You see things like this thriving. For instance, take the issue of Muslim tickets. Choma, do you know that the issue of extremism, it projects and broadcasts the fact that my ideology of religion is better than your own. Your own is nothing, my own is superior. So I have every right and guts to demonstrate whatever I feel like I should demonstrate. That is what is happening in the northern region of the country. That is why they will go over communities, burn communities down, keep people the way they like, and rename these communities. And nothing is happening. It's so unfortunate this thing is ongoing in this country for a long time today. We've had riots in this country, riot upon riots. And all these things, they are boiled down to the same issue, ethnicity and religion. Everybody that is speaking, when he was governor of Kano State, if you could remember then, Choma, he said he has made the killers that are butchering people in Southern Kaduna, that is Kavachan. He has made them, he has paid them. Now you paid them, what did you do? Paid them for what? For what reason? Paid them for what reason, Choma? So, for me, I don't think there's any solution to this. I don't think there's any way out of this. This thing will continue until the right leader comes or emerged. Then direction will change. And it will not change in the immediate time. It will change gradually, probably to be a project of a very long time, probably 5 to 16 years. But I pray this thing will have a solution. Remember, when Muammar Gaddafi was killed in Libya, up to today, they don't know peace. In Iraq, the same thing. When the Westerners went there to kill these leaders, they don't know peace up to today. Look at Yemen. Since they remove Al-Masala, have you seen anything there reasonable? No. Insecurity happens around where leadership and governance has completely collapsed and gone. You cannot see this thing in the country that is organized. Saudi Arabia, they are not there. In Kuwait, they are not there. What about these other things? They know. This is a signal that governance in this country for 60 years has done nothing reasonable. Has done nothing reasonable, Choma. That is why these things are thriving.
Thank you.
You go to the north, you cannot live freely. But if you come back to the south, you live freely when you like.
Thank you for your call. Let's hear from others, okay? What's your name? You didn't tell us your name or where you're calling from.
I say my name is UC.
Thank you, UC. Thank you, UC. Let's hear from others. Good to have you here. Hello, welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well. Good to have you here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is first time caller. My name is Frank.
Thank you very much for calling, Frank. Okay. We're happy to have you here. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Ikeja.
Good to have you here. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, Nigeria today looks very much like an expensive psychiatric asylum with Aso Rock as its intensive care unit.
Sir?
Yes. And the person in charge, the chief medical consultant. You see, we have Nigeria. There are a lot of deception in this country.
Hello, Frank, are you there? Hello, Frank, are you there? Oh dear, Frank, you have to give us a call back. Hello?
Hello, Thomas, good afternoon.
Good to have you here. What's your name and location, please?
This is Ed, I'm calling from Surulere.
All right, go ahead.
You Yeah, that's there. I've spoken with them, when in Nigeria we say, even all over the world. But devil has his own followers and his children. So maybe some of those who will call now and speak otherwise because of maybe partisanship, tribalism, just because they have the kind of system of creativity. But that is like their own. Except somebody who is in just of Indian Ocean that is not living in Nigeria will not know that these people have brought this mess upon Nigeria. But all the same, both Erufai, who tested the Muslim in Kaduna and he brought it to Nigeria. Is in a country now. Our president himself, who is getting at every man there, why didn't he go to where the whole leaders of the world are meeting in Switzerland? He just thinking at going to obscure places that will not bring anything here. And you see people who tell him now he's going to bring investment and stuff like that. So true. And the Americans, they should even come and live here. If they live there, you feed the world, there will be sophistication, there is technology. Let them even come, whether it is the revolution or whatever. Do you know the suffering and they look at the list of money, 100 billion every month, and 200 and something billion taking their account? What are you talking about? And you see some people will come now, it's somebody that stands very elderly. But when he talks as if he's a kid because of partisanship, because he's just this or whatever, and other people are burden and so. I mean, this is absolute nonsense. It's nonsensical. So, 2027, I still say that even though you come and eat years, you still where we are. Referendum. Mark this now. I'm telling you, referendum so that we decide how we live in Nigeria together with ourselves peacefully. That is it. Any other thing cannot work. We just temporary. Have a nice day.
Thank you for your call. All right. What's your name, allocation? Thank you for holding on. You're our final caller for today. Hello.
Hello, Chama. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chris. I'm calling from.
Good to have you here, Chris. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I just want to chip into the discussion. They say the matters. Well, I love what most people have said, but come think of it. L5 is giving us a part, which I know that you may think it is a allegedly allegation that is attributable of withdrawing money. But if it's not true, it's allegedly, you know the right thing to do. Then we take him to go to let him prove where did he got the fat from. But this is not happening in Nigeria, which means he's saying the truth. Well, let's keep that one aside. We are talking about insecurity. Insecurity everywhere. We are playing politics and insecurity. So many people are dying here and there. And what APC are busy doing is governor that you're going to give them 1 billion votes, 1 trillion votes in their various states. I haven't seen any Nigerian that call this station or all the other stations that I listen to and they say good about this particular APC, which means each and every one, even the animals know that this APC have brought pain to the Nigerians. So it left for the Nigerians to decide to vote I know that the ADC may not be a better place, but at least we need a different government that's going to guarantee the lives and property to the Nigerians.
Thank you.
And to take accountable of what is happening in Nigeria, because the APC, they put depth of what is happening. Imagine people are there in Nigeria and the president of your nation is traveling up and down without showing a remorse. It is very unfortunate because it hasn't happened to him. And most of people that are calling that they like to defend him. When Nigeria happened to each and every one of person that defend him, they never kidnap you or kill any of your relatives that you love so much. You will know how terrible the country has become.
Thank you for your call.
People to
Thank you for your call.
Speak with this angry and voice.
All right.
And it's saying that how is Nigeria going to be better? It cannot be better by revolution.
Okay.
And that is what I stand on.
Thank you so much for your call. We need to take your messages so that we can go. It's about 11 minutes before 3 p.m. We don't want to disenfranchise anyone from calling today, so it's time for us to take your messages. We'll try to rush through the messages as much as we can. Michelle will be taking your messages. Send your messages to WhatsApp 0817-175-6338, 0817-175-6338. Unfortunately, we cannot take any more calls at this moment, please. All right, Michelle, let's take the messages.
Okay, good Chairman, good afternoon. Your analysts have said it all. This current administration is the real backup of insurgency in the country, and we must put an end to this come 2027 election. We are tired of their propagandas. APC time is up in this country, and they knew it themselves. That's why they are restless about the coming election. Mr. Sam Ijegu. Good afternoon, Choma. The present federal government is reckless and extremely wasteful. Under their watch, the economy has been badly destabilized by selfish and poorly thought out policies, leaving ordinary Nigerians to suffer unprecedented hardship. This government has failed the people and does not deserve another term. Nigerians must vote them out in 2007. Emmanuel in Lagos. Afternoon, Choma. For Monday, Okpegbelo, the governor of Edo State. Okay. Good afternoon, Choma, Innocent, and the guests in the studio. Choma, can you sincerely tell me one thing that APC has not denied, but at the end, we will be vindicated? We are told when we are growing up that old men do not tell lies. Please, Choma, all the rulers in APC are above 70 years. Still, they continue on lies, deceit, and propaganda. As far as APC still remains in government, Choma, these insecurities can never be won. Many of the rulers in the north see bandits and Boko Haram as their brothers. Even your former late Buhari said it openly without mixing words. Choma, the more they arrest the bandits and Boko Haram, the more their sponsors in power will release them. Oh God, arise and trouble those that are troubling Nigerians. Mayor from Ikotu Egbe. Choma, the country is in very serious problem. Just that Nigerians are not serious to realize. Wiki has been quiet. This is a very shiny moment. I want to command INEC. I love you, Choma. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Choma and King. APC has done more harm than good to Nigerians. Nigeria belongs to us, and we must all come out and vote out all these wicked politicians. God bless the young man that just left the studio. Michael from Jakonde. Good afternoon, Choma and the Honorable in the studio. Chiaguyi from Mushin. Please, VOP, your guest has spoken well. We need more of him in your political programs. God bless you, sir, for speaking truth to power. I urge all Nigerians to go out, to go get their PVC ready. Let's remove APC in our lives. Chema, I want to ask you this question. Why is your station always bringing an opposition party to speak on every matter? Are you saying that there is no other person in Edo State that you can call, if not Shedrack? If Esther wants information from Edo State, it is Shedrack. What do you expect opposition to say concerning the ruling party? I'm not APC, but I want you to balance your program for all parties.
Thank you for your opinion, but if you kind of like listen more often, you will see that it's not all the time just the people who are, like you say, against APC. Because when we now even bring the people who speak for the current administration, it's still you people. You call to vilify us. Remember the day I got the national spokesperson of all APC spokespersons? That day, the kind of curses I've never heard before, I heard it that day. It's crazy. But let's go ahead, please.
Good afternoon and compliment of the season, my sis. Before I went where they ran up and down, why una no ask why didn't he say all this rubbish during Buhari time? Also, on insecurity in the north, was it not this same Johnson man with late Buhari that brought Boko Haram to Nigeria? He also said he knows how APC rigged elections. Where is the proof? In a senior climb, he should be jailed by now for such allegations. Namugo, they believe such persons, and Obi followers self, they follow those they once criticized, thereby eating their vomit. It's a big shame. David from Oshodi. Chima, good afternoon. Let El-Rufai showing Nigeria in the court first, and it's proof the mandate election that brought President Bola Ahmed before people can believe what he's saying again. Because the last he told Nigeria that he he has a proof result that brought President Bola Ahmed Tinubu into power, that he did not win the election. Thanks. From Son of Grace. The Americans know what they are doing. They are taking advantage of a weak and confused government to establish a military base in Nigeria since they were chased out from Nigeria Republic. This is the result of having a president who never takes insecurity serious, just focusing on tax. When was the last you saw Tinubu visiting troops on the front lines, just like the Israel PM? Look at the way he's handling the kidnapping issues in Nigeria. Americans will finally establish a military base in Nigeria. Your guest, my brother, is always on point, but learn how to pronounce his name. John from Ijaniki. Hello, VOP family. El-Rufai ranting is that of a drowning man in a sinking ship. When his Oga was the president, did he complain? Please allow Asiwaju to govern in peace. Thanks. Dele from Ilukbeju. Good afternoon, VOP. Nigeria government is finished by APC government. Good afternoon, Choma Innocent. There has been some controversy surrounding President Tinubu's administration, with allegations that is unilaterally deducting 100 billion naira monthly from the federal account without proper approval of explanation. This claim was made by former Kaduna State government, Nasser El-Rufai, who called it unconstitutional and an impeachable offense, or explain it, Mr. Ogunbeyi Idimu. Good afternoon, Choma. Looking at the insecurity in Nigeria, I've come to a conclusion that to end insecurity in Nigeria is to end APC government and everyone related with them, period. APC government is the worst enemies of this country. Thanks. Vincent aka But Why from Mushi. Good afternoon, Chichis. Kudos to you for the great job. My name is Adewale from Oshodi. I don't blame on Nigerian politicians, they have seen us finished. Just imagine former INEC chairman collected 14 billion for 2023 election, he totally confused. Now, current administration are now signed 1.1 trillion for 2027 election, and all Nigerian ignorant and educated illiterates are now quiet. Why APC are the one choosing INEC without electoral reform?
All right, we really can't take all of the messages, but we'll try our best. Good day, Chairman. First of all, who taught Tinubu this style of leadership? Leadership by gross impunity. How on earth can the president not sit down one day and attend to the problems of Nigeria? Thank you for your message. All right, then. Good afternoon, VOP Radio. People are getting leadership all wrong. Because you are young does not mean you make a very good leader. Because you're old does not mean you will not make a good leader. Check the king of Dubai. How old is him? His innovation beats the one of 25-year-old. Check the president of China. How old is he? Akudiba from Apapa. Good afternoon, Chairman. Nobody should vilify El-Rufai for spilling the beans. The government of the day should go after him if he's spreading falsehood. Anaklet and Nwebunwa from Alagbado. Chairman. Good afternoon. God bless your guests. Dandy Chinoye. Good afternoon, Chairman. Nigerians must do everything possible to stop APC come 2027 from Valentine Ikotun. All right. AB from Ekpe says, what did Peter Obi do as Anambra governor for it? That's not even what we're talking about here. That's not what we're talking about. Good afternoon. All right. Shoma Innocent APC people are busy registering their party members here in Lagos with 100k each after registration. I wanted to register. They said I must be a party member first. So I refused and left there. Monarch from Somolu. Shoma, good day. I want to say Nigeria looks like Banana Republic. If the president wants to end insecurity, they will do it. But do they speak with both sides of the mouth? Michael from Aswani, we really cannot take any more messages at this point because we have to go. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation, Michelle.
Thank you for being part of the conversation.
We do appreciate you. It's the very first edition of Matters in this new week. Matters will make a return same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Choma Innocent.
My name is Mitchell King.
Thank you for joining us. We're making room for the crew from Funhouse Time to come and give you a very, very, very comic relief that you need. Keep listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM.